Hi, my name is Amy. I love cruising and I love sharing my cruise adventures with you. Now, today, Sheldon and I are going to talk about the Wonder of the Seas non smoking casino. I just got off a 4 night sailing on the Wonder of the Seas out of Miami to the Caribbean. And I had a blast on the cruise ship and I spent a couple nights in the casino and I'm a little grumpy about it. But I have a whole list of topics that I want to go over with you as far as a free play, how much I gambled, how many points I got for the dollar value that I put in. Let's talk about community in the casino and have my offers that I'm getting from Club Royale changed since I got home. And do I think the cruise program was worth it? So I have a whole list in front of me here on my iPad, and I just want to go over those items and make sure that if you have any questions for me, just drop them in the comments below. I do monitor the comments, and I'll be happy to give you an answer if I have it. So, um, what did I think of the Wonder of the Seas non-smoking casino? Well, I hadn't seen it previously, but I thought it was really teeny tiny. And I thought it was way too small for the demand that they had on the ship. I honestly didn't get much footage in the casino because it was so overcrowded. There were people standing around waiting for tables, waiting for machines. All in all, it was just packed to the gills. Now, we did have a little bit of a hiccup because you may have heard on the news the particular sailing that I was on the Wonder of the Seas made national and international headlines because on the first day that we disembarked? No, the day that we embarked, sailed away from port. Let's just say that. So the first day that we sailed, we had to return to port because we did have a medical emergency on board. The news did advertise it as a fight between two people, and those two people were injured and needed medical care, but that was secondary to, unfortunately, the person that injured themselves. Now, I haven't heard anything more than that, but I did get like actual confirmation that it was true that someone did injure themselves. So that left the casino closed till about 10 p.m. on the first night of the cruise. So there was a bunch of kind of grouchy staff members because if it's not open, nobody's playing and they're not earning money. And I'm sure that they probably have compensation that's tied to how much people lose in the casino. So, how much the casino makes. Really, my thoughts are I really wish that they would turn the smoking casino into the non smoking casino and then have the smoking casino go into the smaller one because as people's lives are changing, just generational, less and less people are smoking and less people want to be in the casino with people smoking indoors. Even a lot of the smokers don't necessarily want to be trapped in a space with someone else smoking. So I really think that could benefit the cruise line by switching those two up because honestly, like, I don't know if it was because the casino was closed for a little while that I had such terrible luck and everybody else around me was just griping and complaining that they weren't winning even like the littlest bit. So I don't know if that was the thing, but there wasn't really a lot of variety of machines and I really didn't have a choice on what I played. I just had to wander around until a machine opened up and then plop myself down. Now, look, I know that the larger casino can have the same problem, but when there are so many non-smokers on the cruise and they're all just like circling like sharks, it was really hard to find a machine to play. And especially if I was trying to get a machine that I thought would pay better, like I just didn't have a choice. I played what I got and that was it. So let's talk about free play. And I'm going to remind you, I have a little video clip. So when you go sit down at the machine, you're going to want to tap your card. On the Wonder of the Seas, it's a tap and not intro. Tap your card, make sure it turns from blue to green. Your name comes up on the screen. It'll tell you how many points you have. So when you get free play, you need to actually go into your account. It'll ask you for your PIN, which is your birth month and then day. So you put in those 4 digits and then it'll make you reset it. And then you can go into your free play. Now, I want to remind you that you do not earn reward points or tier credits on free play. So what I did was I had $25. I went in and I cashed it out. So I put it on the machine. I transferred it to the machine and then I just cashed it out after like one spin. And then I took that voucher and I fed it right back into the machine. And I started earning rewards points and tier credits on that money. So that's a good tip in case you have like 100, 200, $300 onboard credits, right? You don't want to miss out on those tier credits, rewards points on that money. And also make sure you're logging out of your machine. I'll show you a video. I'll insert a clip here that shows you to how you log out of your account, because so many people would sit down next to me. They'd tap their card, they'd insert their money, they'd start playing, and then when they were done, they'd cash out their voucher and then they'd walk away from the machine. Now, I'm sure at some point that it would log them out, but if someone came in right behind them and didn't tap a card, then someone else is playing on your account, which, could be a good thing. But, you know, you just never know. Safety and security. What if somehow they magically guessed your PIN and got into your account and transferred a bunch of money and then started playing on the machine? So, yeah, just safety. Make sure you log yourself out. So I had a budget on the cruise of $300. So I brought $300 cash, and that was to last me all of the cruise. And I pretty much gambled that away in 2 sessions. I started the first night, and I think I went to $200. And then I played my last $100 on the last night. Let me pull up my points log because I'm a numbers person. I'm an accountant by trade, and I just love numbers and I love sharing numbers with everybody. Okay, so I started tracking my points when I'd put $60 in the machine. And at that point, I was at 32 points. Now, this does not take into account winnings that I'm recycling back into the machine. This is just physically the stack of $20 bills that I had in my hand and put them in the machine. When I got to $80 in the machine, I was at 51 points. $100, I was at 55 points. That's pretty terrible. I got 4 points out of that $20. $120, I was at 63 points. $160, I was at 124 points. And for the first night, I finished out at $200 at 165 points. Let me just get you the conversion on that. So that is 200 points divided by 165. So that was $1.21 per point. So not bad, right? Because the terms and conditions of the rewards points tier credits program say that it's $5 per point. So if I'm coming in at $1.21 per point because I'm recycling my earnings back in, well, that's pretty darn good. Now, last time I played on Icon of the Seas, I did get it was a little less than $1 per point, like a smidge under, maybe 98. So that was pretty fantastic. I was a little bummed about being at 121, but at the end of the day, I still think I did really good. And the next night, I went back in and I ended up playing my last $100. I think I split it between kind of dancing drums, and then there's another dragon one that I'll show you in the video that I was playing. But man, like it was just terrible. Like the payout on this was just terrible. So for my next $100, I ended up only at 210 points. 45 points for $100. That'd be $2.22 a point for that last $100 I put in. It was really sad. Now, I was a little jealous because the very last machine that I was playing, a lady came and sat down next to me and started playing the exact same machine. And on her first spin, she won $200. So, that's the way things go. But all in all, so for my $300, I got 210 points, and that ended up being $1.43 per point. So is it way under the $5 per point that they advertise online? Yes. Would I really like to have been dollar for dollar? Absolutely. But overall, it was still a fun experience because I want to talk about like community in the casino. I was really surprised that so many people came and sat down next to me and were playing and just started up a conversation and were completely interested in what I was doing because I was filming a little bit. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I have a small YouTube channel." And they're like, "Oh, that's great." And like, then we started talking about, the YouTube community and people that they watch that sail on the cruises. And, uh, it was just really great to be solo on a cruise and just meet the nicest people. But all in all, I think the community that I found in the casino was so much fun because everybody was just interacting. I don't know why I had this mindset of that, like, you shouldn't be talking to people when you're on machines because of their luck and, like, superstition and all of this good stuff. And nobody wants to be bothered. They just want to focus on winning their money. But everybody absolutely wanted to chat. Like, if you're ever solo cruising and you're worried about not being able to talk to people or not meeting people, just go to a casino. You're going to meet tons of people. When I look back on my offer, so after playing this $300 in the casino and I got my 210 points, now my points did start at 0 when I got on the cruise because they had expired already on March 31st. I would say no, I didn't have any change in my offers on the Club Royale website. I did, though, get one offer that was phenomenal, and I went in and picked out several sailings, and I called them up and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry because we've changed the website and we're going with this new system that you must have received that offer in error because none of those sailings are available for you at your point level." And I'm like, "Well, that is incredibly disappointing because it's clearly on my account." So just be mindful of that. I wouldn't say don't give it a try and try and book those sailings. It was like Star of the Seas and Icon of the Seas and Oasis of the Seas, I think, were the ones that I was looking at, and denied. I don't have nearly enough points to get those sailings yet. So yes, so putting in the $300 has not increased the offers that I'm getting. I don't think I will probably see an increase in offers till I hit 600 or 800 points. Most likely 800 points. Let's see. I'm still not getting really any 2026 offers because they're trying to fill out the rest of 2025 because obviously the political climate in the United States and the layoffs and furloughs and all of that good stuff, they're finding that sailings are declining right now. So they are having a hard time filling some of the ships. So they're not focusing on 2026 yet. They're still focusing on 2025. So hopefully by the time we hit January, I'll start seeing 2026 sailings pop up in my Club Royale offers. So one of the things that I haven't been able to verify yet is the 200 point minimum. So my goal was really to try and get that 200 point minimum to make sure that I'm getting the casino offers to my email. Now, I did have another friend, a YouTube friend that just happened to be sailing the same sailing. She did gamble and she did get 200 points. But last I had talked to her, she did not have any Club Royale offers in her email. But I'm going to say that when this is your first time for Club Royale, make sure that if you're not seeing them within, I would say, about 30 days of your sailing, that you give them a call. Their number is on their website, and I'm going to put up, they do have a new website address, and I did mention that in my previous video. So you don't just go to like clubroyale.com anymore. It's actually royalcaribbean.com/club-royale, and it will prompt you to sign in with the username and password. And it usually is the same as the one for your Royal Caribbean account. So, but if you can't get logged in, you can call them at 1-888-561-2234. I'll put that on the screen for everybody, and I'll put that in the description of the video. You can email them at clubroyale@rccl.com. That's CLUBROYALE@rccl.com. So if you are not seeing the offers, make sure you reach out to them because honestly, there are a lot of people, for some reason, it just doesn't register in their system, and you won't get the offers until you reach out to them. Also, make sure that if this is your first sailing, that you also get your Crown and Anchor Society membership number, because that is the same as your Club Royale number. You can call them at 1-800-526 9723 to sign up. If you haven't already registered on the Royal Caribbean website and gotten all that information, most likely most of you have already done that because you have to use the website to check in and show your electronic boarding documents. But for some strange reason, if you're not, just give them a call. You can also go to royalcaribbean.com and poke around in there and see if you can find a way to do it electronically. So, will I be gambling on my next cruise? Yes, I do want to gamble a little bit on my next cruise. I don't know how much at this point. I haven't been able to put together my budget. But I do want to try and get my points value up. It would be really nice to get it up to closer to 800 points. Now, I have heard that Prime membership is really worth it because you do get such better offers. But that's 2,500 points. Now, if I'm going at my $1.43 point, let's calculate how much that would be. So I would have to invest about $1,750 to get 2,500 points. And that is kind of, at this point in time, way out of my realm of doing. But I'm going to try to have a couple hundred more dollars, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 on the off chance, and see if I can get up closer to 400 points, 600, 800, see if I can start getting some better offers. Because right now I'm just getting the older ships, the shorter sailings. On occasion, I'll get a 7-night thrown in there. Not that I don't want to go on these ships, but it would be nice to have better variety. I would really love to do Europe sailings or Alaska sailings. Now, would I say the casino program is worth it? I would say yes, with a caveat. I'm finding that obviously you need to have the time and the money to be able to book the promotional cruises that they're offering. So even if you go on the cruise and you gamble and you win a free cruise, right, there are still costs involved. You need to get your transportation, port fees, and taxes. And any extras like gratuities. Well, what if you need a pet sitter like I need for this fuzzy thing? All of those things that people don't take into account. And I am going to do a video about my total cost that it cost me to go on the Wonder of the Seas. So just be on the lookout for that. I'm also going to do an unpacking video. So let's talk about what worked and what didn't work on my cruise from what I brought in my luggage. And yeah, I do need to be unpacking because it's been a couple weeks and I need to repack for my new cruise. So be on the lookout for those videos as well. So if you've made it this far in the video, I really want to thank you for watching. I really love putting together these videos and I really hope you're enjoying the content. I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to let the algorithm know you're enjoying this video, just make sure you hit that thumbs up button and give this video a like. And as always, if you'd like to be notified every time I release a new video, just hit that notification bell and turn all your notifications on. Have a fabulous day and get out there and cruise.